would you like to tell me about your educational background?
Yes, I have my associates, which I graduated from high school. I have my associates in general studies. Then I went to get my bachelor's, which is integrated studies, but it's Bachelor of Arts. And then I just received my master's in Bachelor's of Science for Special Education Collaborative.
Awesome. So you've been in school for a while.
Yes.
That's fun.
Pretty good one. Whew, ready for a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, when and why did you decide to become a teacher?
Well, it's always been a dream of mine. And when I got out of high school, I went to college for a little bit, and then at that time, college just didn't seem like it was it. I was just working and everything, and then I got married, had a family, and then later on, I decided to go back to school. And that's when I've finished out my associates, and then my bachelor's, and then my master's. But I mainly did it because I want to be able to help kids. I want them to, I love children, and
That's why you chose special education.
Yes, so I love children, and then I was a paraprofessional for 7 years, so I love kids. I love being able to help and watch them learn as they grow.
That's wonderful. Okay, what personal strengths do you find helpful in your teaching?
Organization,
Yes.
class management, you need to be able to make it fun, because you keep their attention, because if you keep it fun and interactive, there's less behaviors, because they're not gonna be as distracted,
Mhm.
so, but, yes.
How have you, and will you address different learning styles for your students?
Well, as I learned this past year, because I had my first resource job, every child is different. Every child learns a different way. You may have one that learns this way, because when we was doing multiplication facts, I did like 3 different lessons. I did like equal groups, repeated addition. Well, I had one kid that did equal groups, and the other one did repeated addition. Every kid's different. They learn different, and you just gotta be able to go and be able to work with them, because every kid learns differently.
So one was successful one way and not successful the other way,
So,
so you tried
but
something
yes,
different.
we tried all different ways until they all figured it out, and so.
Oh, that's smart people. Okay, how do you structure your time management, for all of the duties associated with teaching?
Well, I have to make myself a to-do list too, but I also have to, if I didn't have that to-do list, but you also have to, like during my plan time, I try to go ahead and prepare for what's coming up for the next day, because I try to, so that way I don't have to stay over much either. Try to prepare and make sure that because if I'm organized, then everything's gonna flow a little bit. And of course, there's gonna be some thrown in there, but the way we handle that is how I just go with it. Because there's no sense in me sitting there thinking, oh, well, I don't really wanna do that, just do it.
Mhm.
So just do it.
Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow.
Yes, just go with it, because it's been a whoo.
Yeah, especially in special
Yes,
education.
it's been a little wave.
Okay, how do you motivate your students to become active learners and participate in activities in your classroom?
Well, I actually get to know my kids and see what they like, and try to incorporate things that they like to motivate them, like relate it to, like if they like football, do like little, relate it back to football some way, like math and stuff like that, and then it clicks because it's something that interests them instead of something that interests me.
So you really create a relationship with them first.
You have to have that relationship, and then you go from there, but that relationship is crucial of how even for your classroom management, everything, getting to know what your kids need, and how they learn is very crucial, because you start that, and if they know, that helps a lot with how they do in class too, because if they know that you care and you're actually showing that you care, it motivates them to want to actually do
Something for you.
so.
Okay, how do you provide support for your students with exceptional abilities?
Well, we do like manipulatives, we do, and like reading, we do reading in chunks, or we do like break it up. We don't do like, some of them don't like reading for a long amount of time, and we would just break it up, like I would read, then they would read, and then somebody else would read in our little group that we had, because it's a small group. And we would just break it up, because every kid's different. Some kids don't like reading, But if you give them a smaller little piece, then they would, they would read that, and it motivated them to want to read. Because I had a kid this year, he couldn't read much at all. But I gave him just like one little sentence, and he would read that, and he got more comfortable as we went, and now he was reading like a whole paragraph.
More confident.
So he was just more, because it was at his pace, but yet I kept him, kept motivating him to do it. I said, it's okay, we're not here to judge. It's not no right or wrong, you just do your pace. And I take that as an accomplishment, because he went from reading a sentence to a whole paragraph on his own.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So.
And he's confident in it.
Yes,
now.
so.
Yeah, that's good. Sometimes building their confidence is better than, the actual success that they've made, just getting their confidence up. Okay, how would you deal with a student that has consistent behavioral issues in your classroom?
Well, let's see. Well, first of all, you need to have like a routine, because before I took my position, I had a student that had behaviors, and we had structure. She would have like times where she would do this, and then she would do it for like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then we would break. So, and it's like, reward, there's almost like a reward there too. And sometimes if they don't want to do work, you can say, well, do this for me, and then you get like a minute or 2 minutes of like free time, so they could play with Legos or something like that. And I'll say, when the timer goes off, then you come back, it'll be my time. And that works out good, because it gives them a little bit of break, but yet it gets work out of them that you need. Because sometimes the classroom's a little overwhelming for behavior. They get overwhelmed because it's just the environment. And sometimes they just need to calm down and have more of
So you use a reward system.
So that way,
What if that doesn't work?
well, you just keep trying until you figure out which one does work for them, because everybody's different. Sometimes it's point system. They get points, and then they get so many points they can cash in and get something. But some, you gotta do like reward, but like technology, they can have a little bit of iPad time, or give a piece of candy if every kid's different. It's just, that's where it comes back to getting to know your kids and what they like.
Yes.
Some like candy, some like just the technology. So
praise.
So every kid's different, and you just do high five, and it's just, that's motivation for them. It's like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Okay, describe your teaching style.
Well, every day it's different, because it's just depending on like if the kid, how they are too, like how they come in, like if something's going on at home or something like that. But a lot of times we come in, and I try to make it as engaging and fun, but yet it keeps their attention. So that way I plan ahead to like what the lesson's going to be at, and I try to look and see what can, something, a little fun in there, but yet it's learning too. Yeah. Keeping them engaged. Yeah. So as long as I can, every day's different.
So basically, engagement.
Yes, because some days every kid has a down day where because something may have happened before they got here. Something could be going at home. Anything could be, and it just depends, because if they don't have a good day, then we're probably not gonna have a good day. Yeah. But we just go with it. Each day's different.
Okay, good. Why do you think you should be hired for this position?
Well, I feel like I love kids, and I want to see them grow, and I'm willing to go. Whereas sometimes sometimes you get to a point where you feel like maybe you're not making a difference, and I feel like I can help these children, doesn't matter. I'm willing to go the extra, even if there's something else that's required of me to do, just go the extra, so that I can help those kids grow and just watch them flourish. Because if we praise and give them, we're here to help them to learn so that they can move forward.
Wonderful. Well, Jennifer, thank you for coming in. I'll let you know something very soon.